Look, everybody's entitled to their opinion, except for when it comes to safely repairing a vehicle.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the airing of Grievances. Eric Reamer, Robert Grieve, here to say thank you for joining us for another Saturday morning. If this is your first time here, we welcome you. We appreciate that. If you like what you see, we would really appreciate it if you would give a big thumbs up for the content, and even if you'd consider sharing the content with people that you might know that would appreciate it. Second of all, if you are a regular here, we welcome you back. We always appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider giving the button a little push and click the notify bell. That'll let you know when we are going live. And for those of you who know, we put out a brand new video every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time. So you'll know when to be there, even if if you didn't click that notify bell. All right, Rob, first of all, happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you. Thank you to our friends that regularly tune in. I really appreciate you, and I love the comments. Please keep them coming.
Absolutely. What are we talking about today?
Okay. Well, I'm on a rant.
Oh.
I'm on a rant.
That's unusual. Okay.
Yeah. I know, it's very unusual for me. But as collision repair centers continue to cave to the immense downward pressure coming from insurers not to fully repair vehicles or cut corners, our phones are ringing off the hook with consumers that have suffered through the horrific repairs process and want their vehicles repaired using manufacturer-approved parts, processes, equipment, and by advanced trained and caring professionals. They've had enough, and they are calling us for help. And it's out of control, the stuff that we're seeing. And we can't fix everybody's car.
Yeah.
And these types of situations, they take a long time to cure, and we always get the right result. But, post-repair inspections, they're time consuming.
Yeah.
A lot of research goes into them, and when you're looking at a vehicle that you haven't fixed, you didn't see it damaged, you didn't see it being repaired, you have to go backwards and try to figure all that stuff out. I mean, some consumers, but mostly insurers, want it fast and cheap. And there's a lot of fast and cheap going on. Most of the consumers really want quality and safety, though.
Yeah. And,
I would beg Bodyshops to up their game. Let's raise the bar a little bit, because... And sometimes it's always the body shop's fault because they make the decision of how they're going to repair something. But they're getting talked into doing things that, it's look, everybody's entitled to their opinion, except for when it comes to safely repairing a vehicle.
Yeah, and let's, if we can, let's peel back the layers of this conversation a little bit, starting with use the phrase, the immense downward pressure of insurers to the body shops to cut corners or
not fully repair the car, not go through all the procedures. Right. I don't think it looks that bad. It shouldn't need all those things. Yeah. But if the manufacturer says even in a light collision do these things, then that's the way it's going to get done here. And they made the point. I got to tell you, the guy made the point on the phone. The adjuster, actually, he's the supervisor of an insurance company's adjusters. Yeah. He made the point that he could have the car taken anywhere, and none of that stuff would be done.
Oh,
I said, you're probably right. But if it's here, and the guy came here for a reason, this is what the manufacturer says, this is what we're going to do, or we're not going to fix the car at all.
Yeah. We bang this drum every single day. And the reason we do is because we believe that there is one way and only one way to repair a vehicle, and that is the right way, the way that the vehicle originator, the creator of the vehicle, made it. And so we use original equipment parts. We bang this all the time.
Yep. Tons of training, research, everything.
It strikes me, though, that the consumer doesn't often realize the storyline behind the scenes. They don't realize that their insurance, the ones that they pay into all the time, all their whole life, they expect them to be there when they need them. And they don't realize
that's kind of the promise.
That there's a different agenda behind the scenes, that the insurers are in large part, not every insurer, but in large part the insurers are they're cutting corners and trying to save as much money for themselves as possible, because that's what drives their profit margins.
Yeah. While at the same time increasing your rates and everybody else's rates.
Yes.
Crying poor mouth.
Yeah. All right. So
you want an example?
I do.
Okay. We recently had a guest call us out of desperation because he had his vehicle repaired. He's been back to the place, I think it was 11 or 12 times.
Wait a minute. He went back to the body shop that supposed to have repaired it 11 or 12 times?
Yeah. It's got a horrible pull. The car just drives left. They blamed it on his tires. He got new tires. Still goes left. And, so here's the thing. This is a Jeep Patriot we're talking about.
Okay.
And the repairs included replacing both rear frame rails and a rear body panel, and actually a bumper and some stuff.
Sure.
Their repair plan mentioned it had kinks in the rocker panel, which means it got hit so hard that it twisted that body.
The rocker panel is the
right underneath the doors.
Yeah. Yep.
Right underneath the doors.
Okay.
So, without seeing the car or the estimate or anything, the car's a total loss. They fixed a total. They fixed a car that should have been totaled once again.
Well, the expense alone of replacing frame rails would be a total right off the top of the bat, especially because a Patriot is the lower end spectrum of the Jeep line.
I have to tell, I'm going to fast forward to the end.
Yeah.
It took us about 3, almost 4 weeks, but we got the insurance company to pay him $14,000 to take the car back, which is pretty incredible. But, it took some convincing. And here's the thing. When they measured the car, and we got the specs of them measuring the car,
yep,
they only measured so far towards the front. And
because the injury was in the back. The accident was in the back.
Right, but energy travels through the vehicle. So
we've made a video about energy traveling, and I'll put a link to it right up here.
And if it's so bad that it needs frame rails, imagine how much travel that it must have gone through. So they measured, maybe 4 points from the damage. When we put it, we have to figure out what went wrong with this car.
Sure.
Why is it driving this way? It's been aligned several times, got tires, got all this stuff. Why is it going that from being hit in the rear? Yeah. Well, we put it on our frame machine and did some measurements. And lo and behold, we took our measurements a little further towards the front of the vehicle and actually measured where the cradle that holds the rear wheels and all the suspension and stuff in the rear, those were significantly off on both sides.
Okay.
So they fixed, the damaged area that was obviously damaged, but they didn't measure anywhere forward of that. So this rear cradle is on one side was up and in, and the other side was
freeze frame right there. No, put your hands right there. That right there looks like it drives to the left. I'm just saying.
So here's the trick, folks. Ready for the trick?
I'm ready for the trick.
Here's the trick, folks. You got to measure the vehicle, and you got to be thorough. Because if you go to have an alignment done, the alignment assumes that the frame or the body or the suspension is in the correct place.
Right.
If it's not in the correct place, you can still monkey the thing around and get it into alignment. That doesn't mean it's going to drive straight.
That's correct.
Now, to take it a step further, for those of you that have advanced driver assist features, ADAS features, that have to be calibrated and stuff, they assume that your alignment is right. Because if your alignment's not right, you can't get any of those other things right.
So if I understand you correctly, you can have the car aligned improperly.
It'll show that it's in spec.
Right.
But the center line of the car is not.
Yeah, that's making the assumption that everything else is, which is not. So that then compounds the ADAS systems, the advanced driver assistance.
You don't have a chance.
Systems. And and all of a sudden your collision avoidance camera isn't reporting things the way that it should, or your blind spot monitors aren't reporting the way that it should, and that's tough.
Yeah. So the trick is, if you've had any kind of significant damage other than a door ding or need a fender replaced, and even sometimes if you need a fender replaced, you do the frame measuring first. You make sure that your body is straight. Then you do an alignment. Then you calibrate all the ADAS stuff. That's the only way any of it is going to work. But meanwhile, again, the downward pressure from the insurance companies and for some, lack of work because of lack of people driving, although that's pretty much settled down at this point.
Yeah.
That's the miles driven is a big insurance indicator for the industry.
Okay.
When making projections, they always look at miles driven. Where they get that from, I have no idea, but that's a big indicator. So miles driven is almost back to pre-COVID rates, although the insurance companies say that the drivers are not driving very well. So I guess they're talking about you and me. I don't know. They're saying that we forgot how to drive during the pandemic, and now our habits are horrible, and their loss rates are up, and they're going to have to raise rates and all the rest of that. So anyway.
Well, that may be another conversation, because that certainly is on the topic list of things that we are covering. All right, so Rob, to wrap this up, at what point do you believe that the average consumer needs to go down the route of getting a post-repair inspection?
If you've had to go back, and that's what kind of spurred me, because we just got finished with this other one that took a month of our time almost, and now we got 3 phone calls in the last 2 days of people that aren't happy with the repairs and want us to inspect them.
Yeah,
and I think we fixed totals again.
The phrase that we are, hearing around town is, "I've had enough. I'm taking it to Nylund's."
Other shops inside of the Denver metro area,
Yes.
when people call them with concerns, they say, "Take it to Nylund's."
Take it to Nylund's. If you want it done right, take it to Nylund's. Well, I appreciate this information, and I hope you do as well. And if you do, would you please give us a big thumbs up?
Please.
And share this video with your friends, your family. It takes nothing to copy the link and just post it into your Facebook stream. We'd be grateful for that. And Rob, I wish you a very happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to
and
you
a
as
happy
well.
Saturday to you, my friends.
Happy Saturday.
And this is the Airing of Grievances. We will see you again next Saturday at 9:30 in the morning.